Hello guys, welcome again to Unleashed YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to develop users management system using pure PHP for backend and the React for frontend. Guys, we are going to use the pure PHP to develop APIs, and then we consume them using React. Guys, we are going to start. For database, we are going to use MySQL database. Let's start by creating a new project. So because we're using XAMPP, let's create a folder and call it users, for example. So you're going to use this folder. So now guys, what you're going to do, you're going to start with a database. So for database, we are going to use XAMPP. Let's create a database called users. Let's call it user, for example, no problem. And you're going to create a table in a database. Let's call it table users, and let's make it 5 columns. And then let's use ID, it's integer. Let's make it primary key. Okay. Then auto increment. Click to create a first name. It's a value character. Let's use 255 length, and it is not null. Then last name, value character 255. Then let's use this gender, for example, to make it variable character, make it 5 problem. And you're going to create a, let's call this country, for example, and it is a value character, and let's make it 255. So now we are going to save this. We have table called users in table in database user. So now guys, we are going to start by creating our backend. So let's create a folder here and call it backend. Yes, in the backend, let's create a file. Let's call it db.php. So now for db.php, let's open PHP. So now in db.php, we are going to connect. So let's start with a host. Host is equal to localhost. We're going to use the localhost. Then it's a declare variable user. We are going to use lot user. Then password going to be empty. Then database is going to be, we're going to use user. Our database name is called user. Database the user. So now after that, we need to create a connection variable. It is con, which is going to be equal new MySQL, right? Then let's host user password and database. So after that, if connection, let's get a message if connection fail, for example, if we fail to connect, if S1 connect here, then use this tag keyword method with let's get connection failed. They get this con is error. So now guys, after that, you're going to create a file for inserting data into database. So let's create another file. Let's call it insert.php. So in insert.php, let's use PHP. So now for insert.php, what we need now is we are going to include the connection. So let's use include db this file db.php for accessing database. So now you're going to get JSON input to declare how to get JSON input. So let's use data, which is going to be equal to JSON equals function. So with this file get content and you get PHP. This for returning JSON. But we need something here like this PHP input. So now after that, we're going to validate what we insert into the server. So we're going to use it to do server-side validation. So let's use, for example, if empty. Let's use empty. So as data, this is a $sign. First name, yes. Anyway, let's copy this for speeding, but there's something we put here. Last name. So last name, we're going to validate both or gender, and we validate country. So now we save this message. If we don't validate them, for example, if we try to skip any columns, let's have echo JSON and code. So Now we need to get something like a way to get error if you try to skip, and the error that you will see the message of, for example, or failed fix quiet, for example. So after that, then we exit. Now what you are going to deal with, we are going to deal with how to insert those data into database. So let's use the prepare statement to avoid SQL injection. So let's use this key. Let's declare this variable because we've included this db.php, this con can use it here. So prepare, and now we need SQL query, insert into, we have a table users, this table users, so insert into table users, so here we have first name, gender, country, the values, let's use one. So it is, then after this statement, so we bind with use bind parameter. So this bind param, what you're going to have now, this string, for example, and then let's use this string, for example, this is the $sign, let's use data, bind with first name, last name, gender, and then country. So after that, what we need now is to write a condition. The executive is passed through. If, let's use if statement, let execute. It's an execute function. Now JSON encode. So we need to get a message of message of use, for example, user added successfully, for example. Then there is JSON encode let's use means let's use fraud to add user, for example. Simple and quick. So now let's try to add something here. This. So now a way to close our statement. It uses the CRUD function. So I have it to close the connection also. Closed. So now after that, what you're going to do now, you're going to write the retrieval file, right? You call it there .php, for example. For this girl.php is for retrieving data. So here we have it also to include, it's like importing file, include db.php. So for now, what you're going to do, it is declare the variable or retrieving, let's use, for example, result. Let's call it result, no problem. So which is going to be equal to this action to help us to query. Way to write a query. So It use select all from users. I think you must have here double quotes. So it is what you have to do. Now this variable to be a user array. Then file this now it's going to be equal to that it use the facial sock function. So now data that is gonna be equal to this is no it's long it's this long. So now after that give it to display data JSON data. So this is for fetching. Now we need to we have done insert, retrieve, and we need to update. So to update, we are also going to use a let's create a file and call it date.php. So now let's include again db php. So now let's see if we didn't make any mistake for this file. We need something here and be the issue. Gets okay. Don't forget to put this. So on update, after importing this VF, so we need to declare this variable data. It's gonna be equal to JSON decode, and we're going to use files get content, and this function we have it to have PHP. This for validating JSON. PHP doesn't understand JSON directly, so have it write SQL is going to be equal to update set users set do something like set update user set first name go to use this. First name is gonna be to this data. First name. Then the rest first name gonna be to this data. Last name. Then gender equal to gender. No, let's use data. Let's use this data. Gender. Then country to data country. So we have to add, let's do something like this, where ID is equal to data which applies to ID. So now after that, have to validate connection. So let's go on. Then query. Skill. Now it's a display equal JSON on code. So let's add message. Applies to, let's say, user. Then user dated. This is an example. So guys, after that, let's do delete delete.php. So for delete.php, you need also we need to include also PHP. Let's remove this. So let's include db.php. Sorry, db.php. So after that, let's declare this variable, which is gonna be to equal to derive JSON decode. Then after that, use get file gets content file gets contents and PHP. input. So after this, we're going to use this here. Into this variable. So able to use delete from users where. So it is where ID equal data store ID. So now let's go on. The execute your SQL. So in call this one, sorry, this one uncalled and message example user deleted. This is an example, guys. Okay, for now, I think we're going to deal with the backend. Now we are going to deal with the front-end. So for front-end, what you need is to go to the terminal. It's a new terminal. And let's create a front-end using React. So to create a front-end using React, you use let's use npx create React app, this command, then let's call it from front-end. So let us wait. Let us wait now. So we are creating front-end. Using React. You see, front-end is now created, but we are still installing different packages. So you have to be patient. You have to wait until we finish to install, to create our front-end project using React. So you're creating package dependencies. So now you see CD frontend npm start. Now we can let's order us to move to frontend CD frontend. Now we can start our React application npm start. This is how we start the React application. So guys, let's do it and see if we have finished to do everything. So let us wait and see. It is too slow. It's going slow, but we have to wait until we start it. Let us wait, and the application starts. Before we started to develop our front-end application, you see it started with a localhost and port of 3000. So let us wait. Guys, let us wait. So guys, now you see we have finished to start our front-end application, React. So now what you're going to do, we're going to start to do our backend. So you see what we need now is we are going to need a library. We are going to use Axios, not Axios. So what is the Axios? Axios is a JavaScript library used to make a HTTP request from the browser on Node.js. So in React, Axios is used to fetch data from API like GET, to send data to a server, to update data, and to delete data. So why do you use Axios? So React self does not make API calls. So Axios help us, or help React app communicate with the backend, PHP, and other backend application that you know. So now we are going to install it. So npm install Axios. So let's install it before we begin. So now we have already finished to do that. So now you are going to move with this, come in this source code. So this is where we are going to start. This is where we are going to do everything. But you have to organize this also with this load element. So now we're going to start from scratch here. So let's start by importing React in this file up to CSS. So let's import React. So from React, let's say can have something like we need the user state and the user effect. So the use effect. So now that's so. After that, what we need now, we need to import our Axios also. So let's import Axios. From Axios. So now we need to import. We will need to use this. We need to use this CSS. Let's import it, no problem. What does it say? It's a folder. Use it's CSS. So now we're finished to import everything. What you're going to do now, let's define the function of our application. So, function, C function. So then we need to define variable constant. We're going to use user. So users, then let's set users, set users, then which is going to be equal to use state. After that, we need a form also. So it is set form. We're going to be also use step. But need something here. So ID, need ID. We need first name, as a string. So we need the last name, we need the gender, and we need country. Sorry. So after that, we need our API. So let's declare a constant API. So it is a small letter. Choose API, which is going to be equal to, so we're going to use HTTP. They're using the localhost. Slash, it's going to be this folder, users, then our backend. This is our API URL. So now you're going to use effect. You're going to fetch users, for example. So use this fetch method. To fetch users, and after that we need it to come here. They use this array. So after that, to fetch users, I'll show you. So fetch users, it's going to be equal to you're going to use here Axios dot you're going to use get function. So user API, then press use this get.php here. It is where we're going to get information. Get.php. So after that, then is going to be equal to set users. So then let's start. Sorry. Yes, but data. So after that, we're going to catch if there is some error. So in the console, that we need a message that is error fetching users, for example. So after that, here we need also this. So now what we target now, we use must on the change let's reduce here so the change, so which is going to be equal to so it's going to give us let's see, I'm going to set form. Set form. Okay. So now form, then you decide you dot use it is target dot name. It use name, for example, and use e dot target. It use value dot value. So after that, you need also to handle submit. So to handle submit, do constant and draw submit is gonna be equal to So for handle submit, we're going to validate first frontend. We are going to do frontend validation. So let's do if, for example, iPhone form dot first name not form dot last name not form dot gender form dot country, then you need this message alert. For example, let's tell user that please fill in all fields, for example. So then return time. So after this, what we need now, after this, if, for example, form, if for form dot id Axios, you're going to update, for example, Axios dot host API plus update, which is date.php, for example, this update.php. Then from so then you need something something like let's use fetch users and reset from fetch user and fetch reset from. So after that, you needed to catch the error. So let's use that catch enough be equal to console console.error إلى technique, for example, user. So then then else Axios dot post. So we need the API plus a way to insert .php form. After that, I'm going to use then fetch users in the set from. And the reset form. After that, maybe to catch Ella. So Ella. Here it is. So then Ella, let's use adding user. So now have it to handle edit. So 100 it's going to be equal to user, and is let's use set form user. So after that, we needed to 100 it. It to be equal to 50. Then let's use it if with window Let's confirm. Let's use confirm. So the message will tell us, let's use, are you sure you wanted to delete this user? To delete this user. So now you go with the Axios post and use API path to delete .php. So after that, then which users fetch so let's use user. So after that, then you need the reset form. So constant set form to use set form. And the form is going to be ID, then your first name, first name, gender, then country. So after that, what we need now is to we need to build a form that need to disable anything. Let's build form with disabling if a form is not let's disable first the form if field is empty. So let's use this constant. Let's use is form. Let's use the form value equal form. So we need to build the form dot first name form dot last name form dot gender form country. So now the time we need the container. So div that's name going to be equal to exploit container. So div, then let's create heading use to, let's call it users management and React plus let's PHP, for example. So after that we need you need the form that you're using. So div class name form that you're using before. Form. So now we're going to do the input. So input name. Go first, use the first name. So press folder, first name, then the value equal to form dot first name, and change we use this handle change this. You have to put it here. So after that, I'm going to use, let's copy this first. Let's copy this first. So let's use this. Let's change a few things. First name. First name. And form dot first name. We use gender. 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 Then the meaning is country. Country. Then country. So moving on button. First name. Button save. Then click a way to handle submit. This one. control submit, and let's use this about go. Let's use let's use this is form varied. So now what we need is a form dot say ID use update and save. So another thing, let's create another button for delete. That's name. Choose button delete. So if I'm click let's use this reset form. Sad. Okay. We're clearing. Then after that, div. A div is now finished. So after that, so now after that, what you're going to do, let's declare table, which is table retrieving data. Yet it is here. Use Tiara. Then let's use th. Then let's copy this. It is the first no problem. First. First class. It is gender. Country. Then we need the action button. Actions. That is first now. First now. So after that, let's add the body. So for T-body, what we need now, we need the users. So which is rest line. Example 0. Then use users dot use map. User so which is meant to be let's see here, no? But here we need the key. User.id is the user.id. After that, we need the id. So td user dot first name user just name, then user dot gender, user dot country. So then need the td of button. We are going to use the button as name, example, can edit, then click let's use Android edit user. So then it is edit. We need another button. First name, button delete. Then click. So Android delete user dot id. Delete. After that, test here. Let it do. Let's do this design. For example, local span td full span. Let's make it example. Let's make it 5 or 6, 5. Trist, and let's say no. Users only, for example. In here, tbody table. Div, and we need it to add this here. So after that, now what we need is to let's see how we are this to cross. See, up is crossed. But to remove this, because we've done what it was not to be done here. Able to close this and So here to close our app. After that, then we export. Let's use default. Then let us save and see. So let's try to run our application, see, but we need to change some things about our CSS. The CSS needed to change. Need to do something. Let's do something like to do body, for example. But you're going to font family to make it area. Oh. And then some. Use this. Then background. Let's use for example F4. Let's use F4, F6, and F9, for example, the white one. Then we need to also delete the container. So for container, close this. So that container needs editor for, let's use 80%, for example, and then margin, choose 40 pixel. So then background, let's use this also again. Sorry. Then heading, let's use 20 pixels, and border radius, let's use 10 pixels. Then box shadow, let's use 0 pixel, 5 pixel, 20 pixel. Then RGBA, let's use it uses 0. Then is 0.1, for example. So then for let to go on header, on heading 2, let's do, let's say text align, let's be center, and then color it be, let's make it, for example, 3. So after that we need let's do for form, it cascade the form and the input. So it's going to be adding, make it 10 pixels, then margin, let's make it 5 pixels, then border, let's make it 1 pixel, solid, yes. Then border radius is gonna be 5 pixels. So it cascade table also, some table to do this with it. Let's make it 100%. The margin top, let's make it 20 pixels. Margin top, let's make 20. Border collapse, let's use border. So for the collapse, let's use collapse, no problem. TH and the TD, let's make it adding, let's make it 10 pixels. Then text line, let's make it center. Then to the bottom, make it 20 pixel with solid, So then we need the button also. With the button, so for button you need the padding 80 pixels and 15 pixels. Then margin 3 pixels, for example. Then border, let's make it 9. Then border radius, let's make it 20 pixels. Then cursor, enter. In font weight, let's make it bold, and then transition 0.3 seconds. So for save button, let's make a background. Let's make it in a gradient with CRUD 5. Then let's make a example of say for CA 50 example, and it is here 28A 75. No, let's use 745. So after that, We need the color, make it white. So for dot edit button, let's copy this. Don't edit. So let's make it here. Let's make it let's use 007 FF, and here let's make it, for example, 0C 6 FFF. Then for delete, let's make it, we need the red one, so we need the DC 35, I think. Then we need also F6 B6 B, this red also. Then it's white, so you can need also hover or bit here. So button hover, let's use the transform, let's use the scale 1.05, for example. Then opacity rate, make it 0.9. So now let's run our application and see. But let's save everything. So index.js, let's save everything. And let's run this and see. See the output. So check on backend. So on backend, we need to allow API connections. So to allow it, we have to, first of all, we must include this. Let's add the header. Let's have at least access control. Let's use allow origin. So this allow all, they allow all HTTP URL. So we need also to add the, let's copy this and let's copy this, and in header we need to allow all endpoints access, allow let go on method. So methods, so we have it used here. Just the option. So the active to accept this. V to accept headers also. Headers. So here's the content. Type. So now let's see this. DC. Let's refresh this and see. So let's see the database. No issue. So guys, all of this here in every file. Let's save. Let's refresh. So now the issue. So guys, let's find the issue. Just let's change this to users. Let's find solution. So guys, let's try to close that. Marine, female, Burundi. You see now guys, in add Mahoro Jean M Rwanda. Sintimba Kiwanuka Arusimbi. Uganda. Ali Asib Tanzania. So you can do edit RM. Let's update RM. You can edit Arena Mark. Can update, so we can delete. Are you sure to delete this user? Okay, you see guys. So guys, this is CRUD management system. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe.